fucking stepping. Want to switch with me? No, I'm not gonna switch right now. That would be embarrassing. It's okay. I'll make it work. There we go.
They don't even need an introduction. We all know who they are. Mannerbin, Steve.
Hey, Chicago.
Yeah. Hey guys. Thank you all so much for coming to watch.
I feel like I'm on the island.
Good versus you.
No worries. That's it.
Steven, Arrow and success. Why is Arrow thriving? So many other superhero dramas have failed.
There's not a long history of success for superhero shows on TV, but the people that make Arrow, people that participate in Arrow, we are all very deeply invested in its success. We all care a great deal, and I think that comes across on screen.
That is awesome. And right now, if you're waiting to get a question, go ahead and jump in line. We're going to get right to it. It's good. We had a debate on the plane about who would win the Samurai contest. Did I say it right? Samurai?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And so when we got here,
What was the debate? Who were the other participants?
well, we've seen you do it. I've seen you do it in a blooper reel. And, right? Yeah, I remember. So we called to get a Samurai. And I didn't realize it takes like the 6 guys in a truck.
It's no joke. Yeah, the Salmon Ladder. David Nutter, who directed our pilot, and he's directing the Flash pilot right now, he found out about the Salmon Ladder, and he asked me if I could do it. And then when he found out, I was like, I guess I can, sure. And then they built it. But I mean, it took the entire set deck portion of the company to build it, to make sure it was to scale. It's no joke.
So, is it something you improved on? Are you training on it? Or?
Yeah, I can do, like, when we did a scene this year, they had me doing the Salmon Ladder, and I said to our director at the time, I'm like, can we break it up so that I'll do dialogue during the Salmon Ladder, just to try to, change things up a little bit.
And is the requirement when you do the Salmon Ladder to not wear a shirt?
Yeah, you can't wear a shirt when you do the Salmon Ladder. The shirt gets in the way.
Emily, you have quite a fault. You brought the hotness of the week, right? You brought the hotness of the week. You're symbolizing that. When you got the character, you got the role, you learn how she acts, how she speaks, how she just walks from the mouth. What did you think about the character?
I thought she was really interesting. I thought she was just too smart for her own good. But also kind of that word vomit man, I could spend a lot of time.
Amy, I mean, you're the right-hand guy you meet once. And, one of the other debates we had in the company was, I really want to help make these movies. And then I stand up to you and I'm
David plays his character so well that they wrote his character into the comics.
They did. That's true. That is very true. But you know something, even though I appreciate that, I really have you guys to thank for that. So give yourselves a round of applause. That's the answer. Your call for that.
Maddie, look. Spoiler alert, but we're getting the rise of Deathstroke right now. Which is awesome. Right. Are you bumping into anything where nothing?
It's funny because I did a scene where I had to get into a limousine as Slade Wilson, and as I went down to get into the car, the patch was right somewhere, and I hit the corner of the door on the inside, which is a really sharp metal piece, and it went right in my eye, and I was still rolling, and I was in the back of this car going, oh fuck! So yeah, it's a blind side, definitely. Doing it used to it.
Well, let's take our first question. Go ahead.
Hi, my question is for Stefan. When Henry Cavill first realized he was Superman when he was on the end of his costume, he was turned around and holy crap, I'm Superman. So what was your moment when you were just like, oh my god, I'm Green Arrow?
It was the moment where I took the photo in the costume for the first time. Now, sometimes I forget, because I get to wear a superhero costume all the time, how incredible it is to wear a superhero costume. But when we shot the first photo that was released of the suit, that was the moment where I was like, oh man, here I am, playing a superhero. This is amazing. And slight spoiler alert, we are moving towards really identifying the character as Green Arrow.
Okay, first off, it's my birthday, so it's awesome to meet you guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What's your name? What's your name?
Glory.
Dear Glory.
Never been so happy to have somebody sing happy birthday to you. My question for Manu, what's it like having been filmed for Spartacus, The Hobbit, and Arrow all relatively at the same time?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just an amazing sequence of events for me personally as an actor. You know, coming to the end of Spartacus, it was such a, any of you guys out there that were Spartacus fans, thank you so much. Down the back, green hair, love it. But yeah, you know, epic journey. Peter Jackson brings up, you know, and The Hobbit, amazing, just blew me away. You know, but you know, the one thing that's really been important to me was to make a step outside of being an Australian New Zealand actor, for me professionally. And Arrow has been that ticket for me. You know, it's brought me to the American market. It's brought me into the game, you know, the big game. And I'm really sort of, you know, proud to have survived as an actor and got to this stage, but to work alongside Steve, you know, I mean, Steve's doing such an incredible job as an actor. You know, I've sort of, you know, been working with him on the island, and now we're getting into the real guts of this show. This guy's just hammering, you know, and, you know, taking the lead role for the first time, Steve, you know, going on that journey, you know. I've worked with Andy Whitfield, he was an incredible soul, you know. Real appetite, very long place, Spartacus. Brother, you're a hero, a big hero of a person, and a hero of a man.
Imagine I did a scene. I've done a scene with Emmanuel as Princess. True story. It's a long story, but it's a true story.
My name's Ken, and my question is for all of you.
Manu talked about this.
Yeah, that was actually I didn't know that.
David doesn't get it. I pulled a neck muscle that pinched a nerve in my back. I see the tingling in my fingers. And I think Manu's punched me a couple of times, probably.
Push Sarah down onto this really dusty mattress, get her out of the way of the bullet. And we did it perfectly. We seamlessly both get up and just bonk heads. So full force. It was the first take, too. We're pushing Admiral for the rest of the night. Last day of work is on the day. It was more fun.
Good question, man.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. Nice to meet you guys. I just wanted to say first that it's really looks so awesome right now. And I wanted to thank you for being so present on social networks like Facebook and Instagram. You guys are just... I can feel you're giving some love, and that's pretty cool. My question is, why do you think that it making the Arrow set very special? Because it looks like you'll like get along super well and everything is going pretty fine between you guys. What would you say to be like the thing that makes this set very special?
We like each other. You know, I've been on a show where, you know, you see sometimes on shows where if you know the relationships that people have in real life, sometimes people don't like each other. And you don't necessarily recognize that when you're watching the show, but being behind the scenes, there's just a little something missing. And on our show, everybody gets along. There's no opportunity not to. I mean, we take 8 days to shoot an episode. We need like 13 days. We are shooting long days. It's raining. It's cold. It's hot. It's always something. It's never temperate. And everybody needs to band together. We shoot 23 episodes a year. It's a 190-day shoot. And if we didn't get along and appreciate one another, we couldn't get this done. So I think that even if it happens very subtly, I think that resonates when people watch the show.
I don't think any of us take ourselves too seriously.
There's no egos. There's no egos. I mean, I have a huge ego, but other than that, there's no egos on the set.
I think also you got to look at where this production is coming from in terms of Warner Brothers. You know, we've got a production that has money, that has a lot of history in terms of making film and television relevant. You know, we're not sort of in the hands of first-time television makers and stuff like that. We're incredible producers. We get all of the kind of like, for instance, Spartacus didn't have much money and wasn't a very strong network. It would have been a bigger show, but it just didn't have that much money and wasn't a great network. And we've actually got a lot of strength, going into. With CW, I think we've taken that network to a new level because they were very much a teenage-based sort of network, and now our show sort of promoted into a bigger demographic. But I think our production's a very, very strong production behind us. We're the cows on the milk carton, but somebody else makes the milk, somebody else makes the carton, and they're good at what they do, very good at what they do.
Do you all think that it also has to do with the fact that the show is filmed in Canada and outside of LA, right? That we have to spend time together outside of the show because you don't have distractions of being necessarily.
Well, Emily's from Vancouver. We just found her there. She was just standing outside the offices. No, but you know what? A lot of stuff is still in Vancouver, and we had the benefit of a lot of people, specifically Glenn Winter, who's directed 3 episodes, including the most recent episode that aired. A lot of people that worked on Smallville for years and years and years. So all these people, they have to take like a year break and then essentially jump right back into a superhero show, but a very different tenor and tone. So, I mean, we benefit from an incredibly experienced and efficient crew.
Also, I think everything everyone said is correct, particularly the camaraderie that's between us as actors. But also, you know, the producers, I remember them taking us out one time. And Mark Guggenheim was one of the producers of the show, said that he doesn't want to do a show for 10 years where you have a show that you're getting paid for, but you're not happy with the show you're doing, right? So I think that's a sentiment that just kind of resonates with the creators, that they really do want to make good television. They really want a very, very good show. So they work really hard at it, and I think it starts there. It starts with Berlanti, Kreisberg, Guggenheim. It starts with the creative guys, and that just kind of filters. They're our lead, you know, and we get that energy from them. We see it in the script. They're very receptive to our input. So I think that just creates an atmosphere of wanting to do the best work we can.
Yeah, and I really think that is reflected in every episode. You can actually see that in the sense that we're talking about the guys getting along. That you can tell they're playing off each other very well. And it really comes out. I think that's another thing that really just attracts everybody to the show. What do you agree? All right, another question.
Do you as actors get to contribute to the storyline of the show? And if not, if you could, what would you add?
Yeah, asking about contributing to the storyline of the show. For me personally, I read the draft of the script that's 2 drafts before the production draft. I think it's the studio draft. Studio draft, network draft, production draft.
And then there's like revisions that happen along the way.
But I like to read the studio draft, and then I actually speak with Mark Guggenheim, one of our executive producers, and he and I chat about stuff. Because I have weird tics about the continuity of the show, so I'll have little notes that happen along the way. But one of the things that I really enjoy about our producers is how receptive they are to notes and suggestions. They're not they're not protective. They're inclusive, and that's really helpful for us.
Go ahead. Hi, I'm Matt. First, I'd like to thank everyone for this kind of role in that show. My 2 questions are:
Can you talk a little closer to the mic?
My 2 questions are for the entire cast. What gets you into the character to get ready for a shoot, and what are your feelings about coming Suicide Squad?
Emily Ratz.
Well, she talks really fast, but I have to enunciate, so you put a trailer. I put on music sometimes.
We get mad at writers sometimes for crafting lines like Tibetan pink viper venom. How dare they? I think that they're in the room in Burbank just messing with us.
I think I have to say since house or something. It was terrible. So I just sitting in it and just couldn't get out.
David should answer the question about the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, next week's Suicide Squad, right? It's gonna be crazy. Bananas. Me and Deadshot fall in love. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a love affair. No, it's gonna be a very big episode. But you have to remember that there's a reason why the proximity is such. Team Arrow's over here and that asshole's over there. Because this is all ramping up to face him. Malcolm Merlin was child's play compared to this guy. So though the Suicide Squad is a big episode, though it's important, it's all a puzzle piece leading up to our finale, which is going to make last year's finale look like the Brady Bunch sequel. Not quite, but close.
Hi guys, I'm Ryan.
we focus so much on the production. We're focused on, you can't really look at the show from 30,000 feet if you're an actor on the show. Because again, it's a 190 shoot days. It's crazy. So it's really difficult to have perspective. But you know, I will say that being an ambassador for DC Comics and working with DC as partners has been a fantastic experience. Like the fact that we could hopefully on our show launch the character of Barry Allen, the Flash, and have that become its own show. I mean, we're really grateful for that. I don't know if you saw the preview for the Suicide Squad, but I mean, there are some serious DC characters coming into the fold, and being able to bring that to people, that's really special. But as far as expectations go, it's episode by episode. I sound like an athlete, one game at a time. No, but really, I mean, we just finished shooting our 20th episode of the second season. We have 3 more to go, and you just focus on getting through that episode and making it the best it can be.
Jump in contact with Grant, you know, having him on your show, kind of giving him, you know, some advice as to what he might do.
Grant's on his own.
Hi, I'm Ken. My question is for Salute. Have you had any archery experience with your show?
No. The very first time that I held a bow was 2-3 weeks before the pilot started to shoot. Patricia Gonsalves is our archery consultant, coach, technique, critique, and I've told this story before, but she showed me a 40-minute video of all of the ways that archery has been done wrong. And on TV especially. And you will not do it this way. The biggest thing is that you're very rarely actually shooting an arrow. More often than not, it's all, I'm grabbing nothing, I'm shooting nothing, and it's put in visual effects. So when people do that, and they're not actually releasing an arrow, they want to show some kind of flair, so they rip their hand away from the bow after the shoot. And that's, you don't do that, you just simply open your hand and let it go. So she's very particular. Even now, it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, it'll be late, and she'll come in and be like, your elbow's dropping. Shut up, Patricia. She's always right. Pardon?
I still have one question.
Go ahead.
This is for all of you. What is the worst gift you got from a fan? Just gave you those other gifts.
They're all good gifts, right? They're all good gifts. Is the person that gave me the autographed Vampire Chronicles here? Anne Rice is a big fan of the show. I don't know why. It's amazing. And someone yesterday gave me an autographed copy of the Vampire Chronicles with the stats. Is that the character? Yes. Sounds amazing. Excited. Your question.
Hi guys, I'm from Korea, so sorry for my accent. It's a question for all of you. What's your favorite episode of the fetish shoes?
I think I just sort of, you know what, I really like the early stuff of just working as slave with Oliver on the island. I mean, to me, it's that stuff that's all kind of like unclear, or you're just trying to find your way as an actor and what you sort of feel in the show. I always enjoy that early part. You forget about it later on when you start making strides and making all the big episodes and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, when I reflect on it, when anything's new, it's really enjoyable. So the early stuff I like, especially around the fireplace, the one scene around the fireplace, we had our first conversation. There's two people, two actors actually just wanting to make a connection. It's great.
And it was, that was right before Christmas break. It couldn't have been colder, and it could have been raining harder. And it was, that was pretty awesome.
We went to Russia, and that was pretty cool. We got to film downtown Vancouver.
that was the what happens in Russia stays in Russia. We're still in Russia scene. My favorite episode to shoot, I think, was it was the most recent episode. Actually, it was the episode that we just finished filming now. Episode 20 was a tour de force, but it broke my heart, that episode. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't know when you see it.
Do you find that every time you're shooting, you're getting more excited about the direction of the show? I follow you on social media, and you're just like, watch next week's episode, next week's episode. Does it just continue to keep building for you every time?
When I say that this is our best episode, I always mean it. Because we are aspiring to be better. You know, episode 15, which just aired, we wanted to take the episode that Manny was referencing earlier, where we were talking by the fire, episode 14 of season 1, and we wanted to dwarf it. We wanted to make it way better. So all of these episodes that happened, I mean, I'm terribly frightened for season 4 and season 5 because, my goodness, I don't know how we'll do it, but you know, we're trying our very best to put our best foot forward and to make each and every episode better than the last. And you know, the latter half of this second season is my favorite because we've been setting it all up, and all of the big sort of established ideals of superhero shows, Manny's character is coming in and destroying all of them. And he's just wreaking havoc. And I mean, that for me is the most exciting thing because I like when I like when characters are in peril. That's my thing. Very cool.
Alright, hi. I have 2 questions. One question is, you guys know about Power Rangers, right? Alright. Can you hear me now? Is this better? Yeah. Alright. Do you guys know about Power Rangers, per chance?
Power Rangers?
Yeah. How would you guys feel if, say, Saban, the company that owns Power Rangers, went to you guys, like, say you're off season, would you want to, like, be on the show?
Do you want to be on an episode of Power Rangers?
I do not want to be on an episode of Power Rangers.
This is great.
Yes.
What Ranger?
I can just imagine being on the island and this guy jumps out the train goes. Shoot it.
Alright, what's your question? Over here to the right.
So, Mike, I was just wondering if we're going to see Harley Quinn soon.
The woman in the preview for the Suicide Squad looked an awful lot like Harley Quinn, didn't she?
Yeah.
Don't comment.
My name is Paul, and I was wondering, this is a question directed towards Steven. How did you enjoy the sashimi platter yesterday?
Did you have something to do with the sashimi platter yesterday? It was exceptionally good.
Thank you. Just wanted to know.
That was it? It was really good. It was actually really good.
Look at these girls. Reach up there, darling. Grab it.
What's your favorite part of season 1?
My favorite part of season 1 was the conversation that I had with David in the 4th episode, where I tried to recruit him to my mission, and I laid out my goals and my ideals for the first season of the show, not as Arrow, but as the Vigilante, as the Hood. That was my favorite part. We only sing happy birthday one time.
Happy birthday.
Secret identities are kind of a big thing in the superhero world. I love it, and you two figured it out because you would in real life. How do you feel about everybody else not knowing who other is?
Secret identities are the writers and the producers, is their least favorite thing. They have no interest in the secret identity aspect of it. And before the second season is over, a very key character in the show learns about my identity. And just reading the script, I'm pleasantly surprised that I can still read, 40 episodes in, I can still read a part of the script and go, oh, fantastic. And, I don't like having secret identities. It's not fun. Go ahead.
This is for all of you. What is your favorite part about season 1?
Just get that. Oh my gosh.
What was it? I think my second favorite part. I liked when Manny was introduced. I liked that the island episode, but I really liked the scene, my first sort of major scene with Emily, where she brought me the notebook. And we shot it. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, it was so late, and that was a really cool scene to finally play on sort of on an even keel with Emily's character.
I remember shooting that scene and it went in a completely different direction. Just so many treasures and surprises were coming up.
That's a great scene.
David, do you have a second favorite?
No, the second favorite scene or second favorite part. Well, something it's interesting. I love that moment between me and Oliver as well, where he kind of lays out, and Diggle says back to him that he really doesn't know what taking a life does to a person's soul, right? And it was a constant theme throughout the first season of what that really does, and then Felicity came, and the conflict that we really have with that, which I think is an important part of the story to tell. That this man is, at the end of the day, particularly during the first season, was a murderer, right? So what does that do? What does that do to a person? And obviously that resonated with Oliver, but the crescendo of what that did to him emotionally, his arc was when Tommy died, and then that death is really what kind of made all of our urging him to listen, it kind of pushed him to make a decision about it. But I think that decision, that conversation, again, going back to that scene, I think that was really the best part for me of the first season. Because I think it really, that was echoed throughout, that theme was echoed throughout the rest of the season.
All right, we got time for 2 more questions.
So, my question for Steven, will we ever see Green Arrow?
Try to say again?
Will we ever see Green Arrow movie?
The Green Arrow movie? We're focused on season 3. We actually chatted about that. We had dinner in Chicago downtown last night, chatting about how awesome it would be to have the time to shoot a movie. If we take care of our business, if we do a good 3rd, 4th, 5th season, then we can talk about the movie. But for the time being, I can't look past episode 21.
All right, so last question.
I was just wondering, what made you want to these characters?
What made you want to try out for these characters?
I was unemployed.
Heartland was over.
Heartland was done. I was on private practice when I auditioned for Arrow, and I was about to enter into a much more meaningful relationship with my love interest on the show. And then I got the part of Arrow, and all of a sudden that love interest, that relationship was quickly destroyed. But I just an actor trying to get a job.
He was on private practice, and you were I was working at a doggy daycare. And my dog and I would go to work every day together and have a nice little chat about where I was going with acting and my dog's trusted. And I would sit there with my sides in my head, and I remember getting this audition, which was the episode 3 when Oliver Brooks was singing. I shot up laptop, and I was going to see Tammy Industry that night, and she mentioned Shakespeare, and I was like, oh man, this girl's so smart. This is the best character. I love her. She speaks so fast. And I was like, I'm just going to go in there and audition, but not really thinking about the part, just being able to play her for that moment. And hey, guys.
Emily was supposed to be in one episode, and she took that character, and we could not make this show without Felicity Swan.
I was coming back from Kuwait. I'd been over to see the US forces training on, deployed in Kuwait. And I landed in Los Angeles for 4 days. On the day that I was leaving, my manager rang me and said, "Oh, what's on you at the airport?" And I said, "Well, I've got to go to the Hobbit premiere in New Zealand, so I'm leaving at 4 o'clock in the afternoon." She said, "Can you go in and read for this show, Arrow, at 11? And I went, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go there to the airport." And I said, "Is there a script?" She said, "There's no scripts. Just, I'll give you slides when you get there." So I went, and I read this scene that said, the character was called Holloway. It wasn't even called Slade Wilson. Holloway dropped through the roof of this fuselage behind this guy called Oliver, grabbed him in a chokehold. This was the audition piece. And this guy in Kuwait had showed me a chokehold, one of the special forces guys. And so when I got into the audition, I said, "Can I have the reader come in front of the camera? Can I give him a chokehold?" And it was the line where I go, "You've got 10 seconds to tell me something I believe in. I'm going to cut out your throat box." And so I grabbed this reader in Los Angeles, in the casting studio by the neck, and I started squeezing him. "You've got 10 seconds to tell me something before I cut out your throat box." And his eyes rolled back and he felt like pictures. I got the role, showed me out the reader. That's it.
I wish I had a story as good as that. I did the exact same thing to a producer of Greg family. I was working on a show called Blue Bloods, right? And I didn't know at the time that Greg Berlanti, who's created Arrow, was interested in me for the role. Blue Bloods didn't pull the trigger to make me a regular. Berlanti was happy about that. They called me in and read for the role, and there you go. It was. I wish I had a story as good as that. That was mine.
How did they hire you after you?
I don't know.
I swear to you, I thought I was going to get kicked out. I said, I'm sorry. And the casting director told the guy to go in the bathroom and wash his face. And I went, I'm sorry. He said, "Oh, it was perfect." But you know what, it's funny because I'm playing a military character, right? And I would never have got that role to learn from these military guys I spent a bit of time with in Kuwait, because I actually infused this whole idea that got me into that room and got me into that position, you know. So there's a few boys over there in Kuwait from the US military that I even say, woo-hoo, boys.
I think all of these thank you for putting on such an amazing show, playing such amazing characters, and it's big that we can hear in Chicago at Walker's Room. Everybody,